I know I said I was going to try to get these previews all out before the start of the season. Obviously, that didn't happen. I did make videos for the two teams that I haven't posted yet. It's just there's a connection issue and they never got posted. But, since the season already started and both these teams played tonight, I went ahead and watched them just to get a jump and see what they look like. I watched them on League Pass, and if you don't have it and you're a big basketball fan and you just have to watch it, I suggest you get it. It's a little bit of a ripoff, kind of expensive, but it is what it is. I don't really like supporting the NBA financially, but these are the best teams, the best players. It's the NBA. It's not like it was back in the old days, but it's still worth it. That being said, I'll go ahead and make these previews for the Suns and the Jazz. They're the only two I missed. And with this video, I'll go ahead and do the Jazz. Before watching the game, my thoughts on this team is pretty much the same it is now, but I do think they're going to be a little bit better than what I thought. But they're in the same spot they were last year, the year before, and the year before that. They're right outside the playoffs, or they're an A seed. Just like so many teams in the league. There's you have in the NBA you have like the top 10 teams sitting up there. There's a big gap. You got them. And then you have about 15 other teams that are sitting there. And then you have about 5 really, really bad teams. And just like everyone else who's not elite, the Jazz are right there in the middle of the pack. Could be good, could not. You never know. I mean, they have a decent team with Hayward. They got Lucas. They got Williams. They got Cantor. They got Favors. He's grown up to be a decent player. I thought he was going to be a bust a few years ago, but he's looking like he might be all right. They also got Rush and a few other decent players. Will that be enough to keep them in the playoffs or push them into the playoffs? For my prediction, I'm going to say no. I'm saying they're not going to make it again for the second year. But like I said, anything can happen. The last few of the seeds are wide open, just like it is in the East. But with the West, it's a little bit harder. You have stronger competition going up every single day. And tonight, I think they went against the Oklahoma Thunder, and they gave a good game to them. A really great game. I thought they were going to take it away at the end, but at the end you had Durant and he pulled it away. I mean, they fought and they did their best and they kept staying in it, but it came down to a tying shot by Hayward, and he barely missed it by like an inch or two. It barely missed it. I mean, he was way out there, way past the 3-point line, but he had to put it up. But I'm going to say this team's going to be the 9th seed. I'm literally going to say they're going to be right out there. They won't. I don't think they'll get a lottery pick, but I think they have a lot of young talent to move forward. Losing Al Jefferson is going to hurt them, and Millsap. Paul Millsap. Losing them two is going to hurt them because those were like their core. Them two and Hayward. Now they have to kind of start from scratch. They can still go do it. They can still rebuild, and they can still be competitive at the same time. It's going to be hard and might take a little bit longer process. But this team is, they've over the past 5 years they've had a total makeover. You had Deron Williams, Boozer, Karolinko. You had a great team of them, and then Deron Williams kind of tore that team apart because he got rid of, or he pretty much forced Salone out, Darius Salone, and then forced himself out, and Boozer left, and Karolinko went overseas during the lockout happened. And that team has never been the same. And, just like with every other NBA team, it's going to take time to rebuild. But there's a lot of upsides with this team. If I'm a fan of this team, I'm actually definitely looking forward. Every time you watch their games, they're not getting blown out by 20 points like most of the bad teams or average teams. They're staying in it, and they're staying in it with the good teams, too. They're keeping up with, obviously, the Thunder. The Thunder might be a little bit of hurt right now, but still, they're keeping up with them, and they're competing. That's all you can really ask for your team. And during the rebuild process, it might hurt to see all these losses, but when you know your team's competing, they're out there and they're trying and they're getting better every year, it makes it a little bit easier and gives you something to look forward to. So that's my honest opinion on the Jazz. Let me know what you think. Do you think they could push it in and make the playoffs, or should they just try to tank and not compete at all, try to get a lottery pick? Let me know what you think.